Good morning. We are still on the wonder of the seas, and it is port day. It's St. Maarten Day here. We are pulling in right now. We were watching a little bit of the progress and the camera feed on our cabin TV, where you can see like a live feed from outside, from like, I guess from the bridge, I don't know. But it looks like we're backing in to the dock literally as we speak. I could tell the ship had stopped moving this morning, like really fast, but now we're like literally just nudging up to the dock. So the gangplank will be going down here in the next like 45 minutes to an hour. We're gonna head over to Johnny Rockets and we're gonna see if we can grab some breakfast from there, since we haven't tried it yet. They have a complimentary breakfast in the mornings that you can eat with a few extra premium add-ons that we may or may not try. And then we'll be going down to the gangplank and we'll be exploring St. Maarten. Boardwalk's very, very low key this morning. Oh, there's not like a million people there.
Nah.
I think people are all in their rooms grabbing their stuff frantically so that they can go down the gangplank.
Yeah, probably.
People tend to sleep in, I think, the majority of people on the ship. But not us. We're ready. We're ready for breakfast and adventure.
We're ready. We get up early so that we can be ready. We're inside Johnny Rockets. You can sit indoors or outdoors, but for some reason this morning I wanted to sit inside. And you get the whole like diner vibe, you know, the Johnny Rockets vibe. So breakfast looks pretty good. I'm gonna try pancakes. And I couldn't decide between bacon or sausage, so he's like, I'll just bring you both. And then I wanted to try their potatoes, so I got those on the side. And Ryan ordered some kind of like scramble and a maple bacon shake. There is a premium charge on that, but it's like $2.99, so it's not too expensive if you want to try one of their shakes. It does have bacon in it though.
Never had a shake with bacon in it.
Yeah, no, he said he's never had a shake with bacon in it, so he's gonna try it.
All right, we got our breakfast here. I got a bacon and cheese scramble. That's really good. It's definitely a better quality of eggs than what I've had like in the Windjammer. Yesterday's was actually not bad, but this is a step up as far as like the egg and cheese and bacon, how it's all cooked together. The potatoes taste like frozen potatoes, but they're okay. Hadn't had the toast yet. Coffee's good, but this is what I was interested in, the bacon shake here. So I'm gonna try it. It's got some chocolate syrup, but it's also got maple syrup in it on the top here. Drizzled with maple syrup, and then we got a couple sticks of bacon in there with some vanilla ice cream. It's good. It tastes like breakfast dessert with that maple syrup.
Ryan's been wanting a Johnny Rockets shake. I don't know how much they are. Like, are they only $3 normally? I don't know, but the breakfast ones are only $2.99. So if you've been craving a shake, come try one at breakfast.
I almost got one last night, a shake, but I'd already had like an ice cream cookie sandwich and like 2 little mini desserts. And I knew I was gonna have dessert for dinner, so I avoided it, which was probably a good call because I would not have been hungry for dinner at all. But yeah, this is great.
And dinner was good, so.
Dinner was great.
Yeah.
So. All right, we are off the ship and in St. Maarten. I kind of was wondering if my feet would be all wobbly from being on the ship for 3 days, but I feel fine actually. Walking along. So the gangplank actually went down a little bit early. It went down at 8 o'clock instead of 8:30, but we were actually just wrapping up our breakfast at that point. And so when the captain made the announcement, we were able to pay our bill because I had gotten that shake, which is an extra item, so I had to sign off on that real quick. And then we were able to just go right down the stairs from there, from deck 6 to deck 3, and then down another deck to deck 2 because the boarding was actually out of deck 2 today. So we came out and...
it was very easy.
Yeah, it was very easy.
You gotta have your SeaPass card and they just like...
They looked at our face.
Swipe it and look at your face.
Made sure it was really us leaving.
Yep.
Hopefully so that they know not to leave without us later today. Now that they know we're off the ship. And then we were off and we're here. There's another ship right across from us. Lots of tour groups lining up. But now we're pretty much...
It's a P&O ship. I think that's the
Here's another
Britannia.
one too.
I think that's one of the the luxury lines, right?
There's a German ship over here on the other side of us.
I can't speak German. Sommer.
The captain said there was. It's called
Sommerschnacht.
It's hard to read the script.
Erlebnis.
I can pronounce German, but I can't read cursive, so that's my downfall.
You can read cursive. All right, well, we have something really fun for today, and we are going to be renting, like, it's not a true ATV. I don't know if it's a UTV. It's kind of like a buggy, like similar to UTV. And we're going to go exploring on our own, and so we will take you along, but we're going to meet our guy and find out what we need to do, okay? Our fun plan for the day was to rent an electric buggy. We rented from Electric Adventures, Aaron at Electric Adventures. He was really easy to get in touch with, very responsive, and he picked us up right at the cruise port, and then he got us set up and we're on our way. So first stop is Bread and Butter. It's on the French side, so we've already crossed over. We are now in France. If you don't know, St. Martin is the only, did he say the smallest landmass?
The smallest landmass that has two different countries on it.
So it's Dutch and French.
Yep, so we're here in France. It looks more tropical than I thought it would. But no, there's a little bit different vibe when you cross over. Like the houses look slightly different. This part we're in is like a port area, like a harbor, and so there's more like nicer houses and stuff than when we were right next to the cruise terminal on the Dutch side. But so we're on the eastern side of the island here, right at the checkpoint to go into France. We're gonna check out the bakery, and then we'll make our way all the way around the island in our little buggy here, which is not really hard to drive. It's been pretty easy, and
it kind of feels like you're in a go-kart, but not as rough. Like it's loud, but not like, you don't feel like you're like,
it's like a cross between a go-kart and a car. It's a buggy.
It's nice. It's like a cool way to see the island. So it's definitely like a little more rustic than like if you rented a car.
But the great thing about today is that we have the freedom to go where we want, stop where we want. We're essentially driving our own car. So we can just kind of play it by ear. We have 6 hours until we got to turn it back in. So it takes 2.5 hours apparently, roughly, to get around the entire island if you're just driving. So that gives us a good 3 to 4 hours.
And he gives you like a map and like tells you places that you should stop and see. So our first stop here is to go, he said, the bread, get some French pastries.
If you like French pastries.
French pastries here.
I do like French
pastries. At Bread and Butter. So let's go see what we can find.
Just finished our little snack stop there at Bread and Butter. I got a chocolate croissant that was the way a chocolate croissant should be. It's very different from the one that I had on the ship earlier this week. It was flaky, it was buttery. It was quintessential chocolate croissant. It was really good. Johnny got a baguette. And
a very long baguette. It was like €1.60. €1.60.
Yeah, 160 euro.
What do you say? 160 euro?
160 euro.
But look how big it is.
Yeah.
And it's good. It tastes a little bit different than the ones in Europe, but probably has to do with the water or something.
Yeah. It has like a little bit different aftertaste to it.
Yeah, but it's made like the French with the like tougher outside.
Yeah, and then you got a chocolate eclair.
But it was too rich, so I ate about half of it and then gave the rest to Ryan. We have such a beautiful day today. Like,
it's great.
The sun is shining. I need to put some sunscreen on.
Yeah, probably. We can do that at our next stop. We're gonna head to the Moses Walk now, I think, is our next stop.
It's like a sandbar. You can walk out.
So there'll be lots to see there.
We're gonna go on the Moses Walk. There's a sandbar. He said you can walk out to this little island. It doesn't go any more than like knee deep. So we're gonna try to walk out on it and see. But he did say you have to wear shoes. We didn't bring water shoes, but we're just gonna wear our flip-flops that we have on. because he said there could be sea urchins or some stuff like that. Ryan went up to the observation tower to get some video, but I'm gonna try to see if I can follow this little trail and see where we enter into the water and find the sandbar. Most of the people here are here like with a tour group, so they like, there were people here at the parking lot that like just stopped, but they weren't actually walking out to the island. So I guess if you're like with a tour group, they like stop, but they don't, like, you can look at the overlook, but you can't actually go on the walk out there. So the benefit of kind of exploring on your own is you get to take the time to do stuff like that. The water feels good. It does not feel too cold. This is the Atlantic side of the island, and then when we go to the beach later, it's going to be on the Caribbean side. You can see how shallow it is here. You can see where the waves come in over there and over there. And then we're gonna walk to that little island. You can see how shallow it is. It's just like walking in a little bit of water.
Walking on the water.
Yeah. I would recommend bringing water shoes or something you can walk, because it is rocky.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of
There's
stones.
stuff in there. Don't do it barefoot.
No, don't do it barefoot. It's not very deep, but my flip-flops are splashing up on my shorts. Maybe I should have taken my shorts off. These are my shorts I was trying to keep dry in case I wanted to change later. So I have my swimsuit on. I should have just taken my shorts off. Oh well. This little sandbar is like wider than I expected. It goes pretty far, but it's not as deep as like, it's more shallow than I expected. Oh, here you can see where the waves meet. So you can see like the waves come in from this side, from like this side and from this side, and so they meet in the middle, and it makes this little sandbar. Here's Ryan coming in. He's almost here.
So here we are in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of France, Island, yeah, this is it. So we made it to the island out here. If you're on a tour bus or van or whatever, they just drop you off in the parking lot over there, and they walk you up the little wooden tower, and you look around and you go, oh cool, it's islands, and then you walk back down. But if you have your own car or your own buggy like we do, you can just come on out here and you can walk across the water. We just walked across the water. It doesn't even look like it's passable from here. Like, the farther out you get, the more impressive I think it looks. But yeah, so now we're out on the island, and we can...
There's not much to do here on this little island.
There's not much to do here on the island. I guess you could climb to the top of it. I'm probably not going to try to do that because I wore flip-flops and not actual shoes. But if I would have prepared more, I guess I could have like brought my tennis shoes or worn my tennis shoes, and I could have made the top. But it is cool out here. It's really pretty. You can see all the villas on this side over here, where there's like resorts and stuff. And then over on this side over here, there's another little town nestled in on the port. It does look like a little French island town, actually. Like when you think of like the Riviera and stuff like that, it kind of looks like that.
Not that you would know what the Riviera looks like.
It's what I've seen it look like in pictures. And
movies.
Yeah. If we get 100,000 likes on this video, we'll go to the French Riviera. How about that? But yeah, it's cool. It's fun to be out here. I would recommend it. I would walk out here, would you?
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, well, it was easy.
Yeah, it's not hard.
When he first was talking about it, I was kind of like, oh, like, sometimes you can make it kind of sounds a little treacherous, but
yeah.
It wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't hard. Just go slow. I mean, I wouldn't try to sprint
Very shallow. It is rocky, so make sure you have footwear,
yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, look at that big one back there.
Yeah, back in the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made it to Grand Case Beach. We had to park a pretty good ways away. I saw some paid parking lots where you can pay like €5 and you can park a little bit closer. But we walked most of the strip here down the harbor area, the bay area, for Grand Case. All right, we found a guy on the beach that was renting out chairs and umbrellas for 20 bucks for the day. So we went ahead and did that just to have a nice place to sit and chill. And now we're going down, our sunscreen set in, we're getting in the water, which is beautiful water. Oh, and it's cold. This is the Caribbean now though. We're actually on the Caribbean side of the island. So now we're in the Caribbean Sea.
The water's really blue. The water's really clear and blue. It's really pretty.
Yeah, they were saying they got hammered by Hurricane Irma several years ago, and the island has not been the same since. So we don't really know like how much of what we're seeing is like hurricane damage. There's a lot of buildings here that are pretty torn up, and we saw a lot of houses and stuff while we were driving around the island that had just been completely smashed, like, and were pretty dilapidated.
Some of these still don't have a roof.
Yeah, there's houses here even on the beach. There's like old abandoned businesses and houses and stuff that still don't have roofs. Like you can see some new roofs, but then right next to it is a place that looks like it still hasn't been fixed at all. Has no roof, no walls.
He said that it got all the trees too. So if you look, I'd be curious. We'll have to look up some pictures. But if you look, like on the mountains, there's like no trees, and so we wonder like if they are used to be trees up there, and now they just got wiped out. You see a few palm trees, but not like any decent sized trees of any size. So.
We're getting out. We're getting out of the ocean. We're gonna lay out for a little bit. Johnny just fell over and face planted in the beach, but I didn't get it on camera, so it's a little bit to navigate. I guess I could not go up this part. A little bit of a steep drop off. All right, we finished our beach time. We're gonna head back to our buggy. We're gonna maybe stop and get some food on the way at Cynthias, which is apparently one of the best barbecue places on the island.
He said Cynthia's talk of the town.
Yeah.
Is the place to stop when you're in Grand Case.
So we're gonna go check out Cynthias, and then we'll load back up and start making our way down south back to the Netherlands, the Dutch side of the island.
They may not like your center. They probably like to be down in St. Martin.
Yeah, back to the St. Martin side. From St. Martin to St. Martin. We're here at Cynthias. We're gonna get some barbecue and some fish from the grill. Should be really good. It's very smoky here. You can smell the barbecue cooking in real time. This is seasoned well. This is food.
We finished our lunch at Cynthia's Talk of the Town, and it was hopping in there. So they're called, what are they called? Lolo, like barbecue? Lolo barbecue?
Yeah.
He said it stands for like local places, and there were like several right there, like 5 places right there. But he told us to go to Cynthia's because it's the best one, and it was like definitely the busiest one. When you're walking through this area, be careful. The cars go fast, and you might get hit. I asked for a recommendation. She said to get the chicken and ribs, and then I got beans and rice and fried plantains as my sides, and Ryan got snapper with potato salad and fried plantains. And I think Ryan's plate won the day. The chicken and ribs were good, but the snapper was really fresh, and it had like this garlic butter sauce that he said he could have just like drank. And I don't know, when you're on an island, right, eat seafood. The lobster looked really good too, so if you stop at Cynthia's, try it out, all of it. Can't go wrong.
What's going on, Johnny?
We are stopped at the Bells Lookout, and it was a little traumatic getting into this pullout because we are in a little buggy that doesn't turn well, and there's like a ton of giant tour buses that were pulled in here. Thankfully, a lady kind of helped us know where we should park, but
I mean, nothing would have made that turn. It was a 180-degree turn.
yeah.
My car wouldn't have made that turn.
Well, but it's not easy to back up, and
No, it's a little tricky to back up. It's a buggy, so the gears are a little persnickety. Yeah, we got some pigs and chicken. And then there's a little walk up here to what I'm pretty sure is a broadcast tower for RF antennas. So don't really want to like get too close. A lot of people are like walking right up. But oh, this right here is the lookout with the statue. We can look over the water.
it's a pretty beach. So we had to drop our buggy off by 3, and so we still have a couple of hours of the ship being in port. So he offered to drop us down by Philipsburg town, and so we're like walking through town, and we're just gonna explore and see what's down here. And I think we're going to find some gelato and maybe pop in some of the shops and just explore a little bit before we walk back to get back on the ship. Tell the people what it was like to drive that little
So
thing
driving
all
the
day.
buggy was fun. It did hurt my foot a little bit because the pedals were like really close and the steering wheel was really far away. So I had to like get close to make sure like I could actually push on the gas and the brake, but then my arms were kind of like still far away. So, but then when I got closer, I was too close to the pedals. So it was a little awkward to drive, and my knee hurts a little bit from being like turned sideways for a long time. But it was not bad. Driving here is kind of like driving, like if you've ever been to, I don't know. It reminded me a lot of India, where like
not nearly as crazy as
not
India.
as crazy as
We didn't
India.
drive in
We didn't
India.
drive there. We rode in rickshaws and stuff. But it reminded me of that, like in the way that they're like, right away is a very like objective term, like subjective term. Like it's just kind of like eye contact. There might be a pattern here, like that they've established, but it was not apparent to me. So you just have to go with the
people
flow.
on like mopeds and motorcycles would just like whip around you, like
They
so
just
they
go
just
right
like
around
come
you.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So if you are driving here, just to be aware, like it's not the craziest place we've
It's
seen
active. It's active driving.
Yes, you have to be aware and alert.
Yeah, you've got to be looking for stuff and making eye contact with other drivers and pedestrians and stuff like that, so that you can anticipate what other people are doing. But no one's like rude or anything. It's just how they drive.
All right, we found the little gelato shop, so I'm gonna turn around and show you where it's at.
Luciano.
And then it looks like I can see the ocean over there, so maybe after we get our ice cream, we can walk down and just see the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Luciano. It's right here next to Chanel, so I'm sure it's gonna be very affordable.
Yep.
All right, let's go get some gelato. Look at all the different flavors of cannolis they have. They have vanilla bourbon, whatever this Paso root. I don't know how to say that. Latte macchiato, Ferrero Rocher, salted caramel. Wow, any kind of cannoli you could want. Pistachio. And then they have other little cheesecakes that look good. Okay, but I'm here for the gelato. I just heard her say passion fruit, which is like my all-time favorite flavor. But they also have hazelnut. So this is gonna be a hard choice. Okay, I went with passion fruit and pineapple because we're on an island and it's hot. So light and refreshing and fruity sounded the best to me.
I got coconut and chocolate because that's what I like.
It does look good. Mine looks the same. This is passion fruit and that's pineapple. My two flavors said they were fat free, so I'm not sure what kind of like milk they're using. Maybe it's just skim milk or I don't know. But they are very creamy and delicious. So recommend.
So this is another beach you can access just right next to the cruise ship.
No, thank you.
You can walk down and then right next to Philipsburg, there's a beach here. It is like super commercial, so like you're gonna see a lot of street vendors and hair braiders and
There's
people
a lot
selling
of
stuff.
Yeah, you can get your hair braided. There's people offering massages and like sarongs and bracelets and all kinds of stuff just like right here. But there's like restaurants and bars and everything. So if you just want to like walk off the ship and come to a beach, there's like tons of chairs and umbrellas. I'm sure this was like crazy busy this morning.
Yeah.
It's not that busy now. It's like 3:30. But if you just want to like get me to the beach as fast as you can take a water taxi here, or you can just like walk for about 20 minutes and then you're on the beach.
Yep. Johnny's falling again. I got that one on camera.
So I got in the water because I can't be this close to the beach and not get in the water. And this beach is not nearly as nice as Grand Coste, which is up on the French side. But it's convenient. So the sand had more seaweed. The sand had lots of shells in it. Wasn't as soft. And the water was more cloudy and murky. It was not as clear, not as blue. So this will do in a pinch. And if you want to sit with like rows and rows of chairs of tourists from 8 different cruise ships that are in port on any given day. Today I think there was 8. So yes. Now I will say like Google Maps tried to take me to Great Bay Beach, which was like the other side from where I was at. And it says you can take a water taxi there. So I'm wondering if that part of the beach is a little bit nicer, a little bit neater. It doesn't look like there's quite as much chairs and stuff on it, but I don't know. Maybe they've already just started picking them up. So if I had to do this day again, I don't know. I probably would take a taxi to Grand Coste and go to that beach and eat at Cynthias and have a little more like local feel over there. Then this is very touristy, very commercialized. That is to an extent too, a little bit, but not nearly like it is over here in Philipsburg, near the port. And the beach is not as nice here. So
Well, this side is very geared around cruise ship people.
yeah, this is like if you want to step off the cruise and go sit on a beach, like great, do it. Like, I mean, I might would do that too, actually, because then you don't have to deal with anything. But if you want a little quieter, if you want a quieter experience, or if you want a little bit nicer beach, go to Grand Coste. Now, we didn't see Maho Beach, and we didn't see Orient Beach, so those are other 2 things you might want to do. But just based on my experience today, that's where I'm sitting. Any thoughts?
No, I agree.
Agree. Okay. Feel tired? You feeling tired?
Yeah.
Ryan's this cruise has been really tiring for Ryan. We've had long talks about it. We think it's the amount of people, and just he's kind of like a really true introvert, so he like needs a place to be able to like go away and escape. And he's not finding that a lot on this trip so far. So Yes, good to know about our vacationing styles, and um, yeah, we're gonna keep processing that.
All right. Well, we are wrapping up our day in St. Martin. We are walking back to the ship from Philipsburg. It's about a 20-minute walk to get there, just down the main road here. And if you don't want to do the road, there's taxis you can call, or not call. They're all over the place. There's literally people begging you to let them drive you to the port. It's like $3 a head, I think, to get there. There's also a water taxi you can take. That's $7 round trip. I don't know if it's a one-way fee, but it's $7 if you want to go round trip. That's kind of more towards the center of Philipsburg. But we're just gonna make a walk back, and we're gonna get back to the ship, get cleaned up, shower, and then we'll get some dinner later tonight. So we'll see you guys back at the ship. All right, we are all cleaned up, getting ready to head out. We also found our second towel animal of the week waiting for us when we got back to our room. It was like a turkey, a swan.
It's
a
debatable.
Goose, something.
Do you think it's a turkey, a swan, a peacock?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's some kind of bird. Boop boop.
Not really sure what it is, but it looks very nice and it's very thoughtful, so we appreciate it. But we're gonna head up now and go
need
to
your
the
phone.
Solarium Bistro. We have a reservation there. We knew we wouldn't be able to make it into the main dining room tonight.
Although we could have.
We would have been pushing it.
We didn't want to feel beholden to it.
Yeah.
Like, because our dinner time is 5 o'clock and the all board time was 5:30, and so if we wanted to spend all day in port, we didn't want to be beholden to our 5 o'clock time.
Yeah.
Plus, it's Mexican night, which the menu like doesn't look quite as appealing to us, and we're from Texas, so like we have a pretty high. Well, actually, Ryan's not a huge Mexican fan anyway, but even when we do eat Mexican, we have pretty.
When
high.
I eat it though, I like to eat really, really good.
I mean,
Mexican
we
food.
have. Well, you don't eat really, really good.
I do.
Well, but even like our so good places are like better than most places that have Mexican. So
we have good Mexican places.
yeah, but the way you said that was like we're going to like these high end Mexican places. Like we go to like Casa.
No, we don't go to high end places. We go to good places.
Like we go to like just local. Or like little regional Tex-Mex chains. Like we're not eating like.
We go to places that are run by people that know what they're doing.
But they're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna try out the Solarium Bistro tonight. It's a little bit later time slot for us, which is nice, and it's different style of food. So we'll see what all they have there.
We were watching this documentary before we left, and it was on Netflix. I think Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it was about like, where are you going?
I'm going over there to go up.
Oh, we can't go up here.
Oh no, it is in the front of the ship, isn't it? Yeah, we're in the. You're right.
We'll get our bearings at some point. But it was a Netflix documentary about MSC cruises and just like how things work kind of behind the scenes. So it was really interesting. But one of the things that was on there was about how they like load all the food and the vendors and everything. And so we were wondering, I was asking Ryan, I was like, do you think they're like loading more food when we're in port in St. Martin or St. Thomas? Because we were talking about like, he was talking about like frozen, the food, you know, everything by this point has to be frozen, right? Because it's not going to stay fresh. And so, but I was like, what about like fruit and vegetables and things like that? And so we didn't see them loading any food, but we did see them loading lots of liquor. So they were
Well, one cart is what we always saw, but it could have been more.
Yeah, so they reload liquor, I guess, but not necessarily food. Well, maybe food, we just didn't see it.
They might have been loading food, we just didn't see it. But,
Yeah.
But I do know they have to provision fairly far ahead because they might not come to port. You know, so they can't really rely necessarily on port refills because ships sometimes do have to scramble because of weather or other stuff and not go to those ports. And they still got to feed everyone.
So we're having dinner tonight in the Solarium Bistro, and they sat us right next to the window of the solarium, and it's really nice, and I love the like furniture, and just it's like really peaceful in here. It's real open, and it's still kind of early. We came a little bit early. It's like almost 6, but there's not like a ton of people in here. So it is served buffet style. They do seat you and they bring you drinks, and it's got like the nice china and stuff. But you do go up and serve yourself at a buffet. But it's all the little items are kind of like tapas style. So you like take like small plates, and so everything looks so good. Like this was like an arugula salad with like mango and pistachios, and they have like a watermelon salad. And I got some calamari like I had last night, and just there's like falafel and breaded zucchini, and like we hadn't even made it to the main course yet with like lamb and chicken and things like that. So there's also a salad bar, bread, some of the things you see, like the pastas and things you see in the other buffets, but everything looks really good, so I'm excited to try it.
For round 2 here, for entrees, I got some pork tenderloin. I have a salmon fillet with some rice. I have some focaccia. I have a little cheese plate, and I have some tabbouleh. And Johnny got
The lamb duo. Lamb duo. It looks like a lamb chop and maybe some braised lamb. Some roasted veggies with pine nuts, like peppers and squash. And the same salmon and rice.
and your pumpkin bread.
Yeah, I love this roll that has the pumpkin seeds on it. I think it's my favorite of the breads that I've had.
Yeah, it's actually like a normal roll. It just has
It almost looks like that cheesy roll, but it's got pumpkin seeds on it.
Yeah, pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is it that crunchy like? We finished our dinner. It was really good.
We were just talking about it.
Yep.
It was like the Solarium Bay show. I was really surprised actually how good it was. It is a buffet. I think we already said this. It is a buffet, but it's like little tapas style plates that you take, and so it kind of feels a little bit different than like scooping a big portion out of like a buffet tray, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you feel like more like a catered party or something. But man, if you schedule it for sunset, like we had the beautiful sunset, we were right by the windows, and you can like you're right at the front of the ship, so you can like see the sun setting. We were watching us pull away from port, so like I don't know, I would recommend it on like maybe your St. Martin day if you're on the Wonder, or
Yeah, schedule on a port day when you're leaving.
Yeah.
When you're going to be leaving port around sunset.
yeah.
It was really pretty.
And we knew we were gonna miss our main dining room time anyway because we were coming in late from port, so. It was really good. I would recommend Solarium Bay show. Try it. We're like actually talking about like, do we want to go again? Because it was so good.
It was really nice.
Yeah, and
it wasn't
there's a
very
lot of variety.
crowded. It wasn't very crowded either. Like it was half empty the whole time we were there. I noticed a couple couples that walked in and kind of like then walked out after they found out like
that it was still a buffet.
That it was still a buffet, but
Yeah.
it definitely feels like upscale buffet.
Yeah.
Like the
And
nice buffet you go to like on Easter or something, kind of like that vibe.
Yeah, and the variety was really, really good. And they do serve the same menu every night, so it may not be something you'd want to do like every single night, but definitely once or twice, I would suggest it. And we got to sit next to a nice couple who was from Florida, and so that was enjoyable just to hear. He was a veteran cruiser, so he was able to share some tips and tricks. And
Yep.
so, and then we got an invitation to attend it's a paid event, but we decided to participate in the Taste of Royal, so that'll be coming up in a couple days. So, like, it's like a backstage. They take you backstage in the kitchens,
And you get to try a bunch of entrees from the, what do they call it? The specialty dining. Specialty
dining. So it'll be fun.
So we did add on one thing,
Yeah.
I guess, impromptu. But they offered us a discount on it.
He offered us a discount. So that'll be coming up in 2 days on our C day. So
Yep.
we'll be glad to bring you along. And
Now, though, we're sitting in the attic
Yes.
and we're waiting for the Perfect Couple game show to start.
perfect couple.
So we're going to see who the perfect couple on the ship is.
It's us.
It's us, yeah.
Yes. No, probably not.
We know it's us. It may not be proven tonight, but we know deep down
We
it's
know.
us.
We're the
It's really us.
Yeah.
So we're going to enjoy that and then probably go to bed after that because we have a 7:30 gangplank downtime in the morning for St. Thomas.
Yeah.
So we need to get some really good sleep tonight.
We're wrapping up our day here. Today was day 4, and we went to St. Martin, and tomorrow we have an early morning to go to St. Thomas, so we're going to go ahead and call it early tonight. We just finished watching the game show, The Perfect Couple in the Attic, and it is an 18-plus show, and they do like
physical challenges. They take like four couple of volunteers and do like physical challenge, and it definitely is 18 plus. So don't try to like be bringing your kids in there. But it was funny, and it was funny parts. And anyway, so but we've had enough fun for today, and we're calling it quits. We're gonna start early in the morning because our port is at like 7 a.m. or something, 7:30. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.